What's up, guys? Coach Chris with Silverback Performance. Today we're going to be going over the Bosu ball balance drill. This is a drill I use normally the very first time I have a kid and we go over the basic principles of balance, control, and power. In this drill, what I'm going to show you is how we use the Bosu ball and then how we relate to the Bosu ball to the mound. What we're going to do is we're going to start off on the Bosu ball, and then from there I'll go on the mound and show you a drill that you can do at home and help your athlete with their balance and the understanding of what opening up with the front leg is and staying closed with the front leg is. All right, guys, so this is the Bosu ball. This is what I use usually to show the athletes their relationship of force and where they place their foot on the mound and on the rubber. What I like to do is I like to have them stand on it first and just try to stabilize themselves before they even pick their front leg up. So usually what I'll have them do is take the leg that they're going to use. So if they're right-handed, the right leg; if they're left-handed, the left leg, and they'll eventually do both sides anyway. What we'll do is we'll have them stand right in the middle, and then I'll just have them stabilize without even picking up their foot higher than about a foot. If they can't control that, we just go with them just hovering about an inch off the Bosu ball with just their leg lift. So if they're left-handed, it'll be the right leg, and if they're right-handed, it'll be the left leg. So it's very important you place your foot in the right spot. Usually what I like to tell them is, we don't mind if the Bosu ball leans forward a little bit. We don't mind if it goes in a little bit. What we don't want is the ball to go back, and we don't want it to go away from home plate. So what we'll do is we just stand on it first and just try to stabilize here. Okay, usually this could be a little challenging, but within about half an hour to an hour, they usually can get this with no problem. So from here, I like to tell them to relax. I like to tell them to pick a spot, just focus on it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to come set. I like to get them just to relax, and then we'll slightly pick up this leg lift. So I'm left-handed, I'm going to do it left-handed, then I'll show you guys what it looks like right-handed. We just slowly pick the leg up until they can control it. If the athlete's wobbling really hard, we'll just have them hover just off of the Bosu ball until they can control that. And as they progress and get a little better at that, then we'll go higher and higher and higher until they can go as high as they can without leaning back or without leaning forward. So we want to get that leg lift as high as we can until they can control it. Another thing we want to think about is this back leg. We don't want this leg to be straight, because the straighter it is, the harder it makes it for me to control it. So I want to have a slight bend in the knee, and that's going to allow me for a little bit of control. It's also going to allow me to feel the load I have on my leg as I'm going to pitch. So nice and easy, just feel this. I have them rock up and down sometimes, and then they put their leg down. Next, we're going to talk about the relationship of the leg lift. So I like to teach the kids that straight ahead, with my knee pointing straight ahead, usually towards first base, this is neutral. If I was to point, this is for a lefty as well. For a righty, obviously, it would be pointing towards third base. This would be called neutral. A little bit slightly behind would be closed, and slightly forward would be open. So I try to teach the kid the difference between neutral, open, and closed. And the biggest thing we want to try to show them is the relationship of the hips, or how the hips immediately react depending on how we go with that front leg, and the relationship that it'll have right away with our hips. So first, what I'll usually just have them do is I'll have them come up, come neutral, hold it, and then I'll have them come close. And we can see when I come close, my hip wants to go forward towards home plate. This is a good thing. At the highest point of my leg lift, I should be already moving forward a little bit. It's a little hard to do on the Bosu ball. The biggest thing we want them to do is just feel the hip slightly go forward. Another thing we don't want them to do is swing the leg back. If they swing the leg back, what's going to happen is your body's going to want to swing it right back forward. And that'll cause the athlete to open up too early or lose all their balance going forward towards the plate. We didn't want that. We want the weight to stay as far back as we can for as long as we can until we land at front foot strike. So usually I'll have them do this about 10 times. They'll come straight up, they'll come close, then they come back neutral and back down. So 10 times up, close, neutral, back down. The other thing we want to talk about is we don't want the athlete to go foot first, or foot back. If their foot goes back, we can see right away that the knee wants to go open, and we don't want to do that. So I usually try to teach them at first to keep their foot underneath their knee. The other thing we can think of is if this heel is pointing towards home plate, that's going to allow me to stay closed. But if my foot is pointing, my toes are pointing towards home plate, automatically my body's going to want to follow that. So I'm going to stay as close as I can. We can either stay neutral here, or I like to tell them to point, control their foot, whether it's down or up, it doesn't really matter. As long as the knee and the foot are staying closed at their leg lift, as they haven't really even moved down the mound much at this point. All right, guys, so after we use the Bosu ball, what we'll do from there is I'll usually have them go on the mound and try it out. So obviously the Bosu ball is a exaggeration of what's going to be happening on the mound. You will never ever pitch off of a surface that's that unstable. So we like to use the Bosu ball, one, to make it a little harder, really a lot harder sometimes. And then from there we'll go to the mound. It should be a lot easier for them. And then they can really feel the difference of them controlling their leg as their leg lift is up. The biggest thing I want them to think about usually is they don't realize how many muscles they actually use in their foot, and the difference, the relationship of them getting on their toes or pushing back on the heels. So the Bosu ball really shows them that, because it's going to give them immediate feedback. The other way you guys can do it, if you don't have a Bosu ball, you can always go to 5 and below and buy a little balance ball. It's not as hard as the Bosu ball, but it's a starting point. Or if you don't have a balance ball or the little balance board at 5 and below, you can always just do it on flat ground. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, get on the mound, and show you guys how it will look after that. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for the Bosu ball. This is usually, like I said, the first thing that I would do with any of my athletes. I really always go by 3 things. I want to always tell them, this is the theory that I usually use with them. Balance comes first. After balance, we're going to have control. And then after balance and control, we have power. So I usually get them to try to understand where their body's moving in space. Get them to understand the relationship of the movements that they do, and how each movement might affect another type of their part of their body. So what we like to do is I always get them on the Bosu ball first, get them to understand how they can control their body and what happens if they don't do it correct. Like that, they know how to fix it every time they're out there on the mound, because the coach won't go out every single pitch. So the biggest thing we try to do here at Silverback Performance is we try to teach them the right and the wrong way, like that they can fix it and they can coach themselves as they're pitching and then as they're on the mound and getting into a little bit of trouble. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can write to us at Silverback Performance on Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram. And if you have any questions besides that, you can email us at silverbackbaseballtx@gmail.com. And you can also give us a call at 646-702-8207. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, always be a beast. You guys are the ones that are out there. You guys are the ones that are in control. Be a beast. What's up guys, Coach Chris here with Silverback Performance. I'm excited to be bringing you guys the 2019 Summer Baseball Camp. We're going to be over at Little River Academy, Little League Fields, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over fielding, pitching, regular throwing on the bases and off the bases. We're also going to be going over infield and outfield, as well as catching and hitting, base running, and much more. So if you guys are thinking about coming, come out. This is all we do. I love being with your athletes. I love giving them everything that I can. And we're just trying our best to give them a different point of view on how to play baseball the Silverback way. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact us at silverbackbaseballtx@gmail.com. You can also contact us at 646-702-8207. And you can also find us on Facebook or Instagram under Silverback Performance. So guys, we hope to see you. The camp will be from June 3rd to June 14th. And it'll be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll serve lunch daily for them, and we'll also be giving them a shirt. So registration is going to end on Memorial Day, so don't get left out. Thank you guys, and hope to see you soon.